Hey there, it's Wasted Potential 616 back again. Yeah, I went to the comic shop yesterday, quite stupidly thinking that I can have delivery, but obviously because of Christmas and blah blah blah, the delivery is actually today. But luckily there were some comics, but these comics might be just slightly out of date. But hey, I want to review them anyway. For this video, I'm going to do 3 DC books. So let's start with Batman, The Dark Knight. Okay, yeah. David Finch. I enjoyed this. This has got quite a few bad reviews. I can kind of understand why. It's kind of quite a by the numbers Batman story. Though it doesn't involve any of this new Batman International thing, although there's a slight mention of it. But this is Bruce Wayne in Gotham. He wants to sort this case because he has a personal connection to it. That kind of explains why he's being Batman in Gotham. And it's explained away pretty well. But I get the feeling that this is kind of like, you know, hey Batman fans, if you want Bruce Wayne as Batman in Gotham for a little bit, pick this up. There's nothing overly special about this. As I say, it's very by the numbers. But I really like David Finch's artwork. It's an acquired taste, but I've always enjoyed his artwork. And he draws a mean Batman. Now the writing, you can tell it's his first kind of foray into writing. It's very reminiscent of like kind of early Image books where, you know, writers are artists are cutting their teeth at writing, but he doesn't do a bad job. It's not terrible writing. I've read worse comics. I'd say this is just quite an average book, but the artwork just pushes it up that little bit more. And it's a first issue, you know, the storyline can pick up a bit. It's just, you know, a girl's gone missing, there's a personal connection to Bruce Wayne, you got some supervillains thrown in there. Hey, it is what it is. Oh, I've got a message from YouTube. Oh, well, I'll check that later. Cool. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I mean, I've read some very negative reviews about this, and well, skimmed them. And yeah, I thought this was fun. Right. Right. Green Lantern 60 and Green Lantern 61. Let's start with 60. Oh, Jeff Johns. I think you're great. Like, I was never really into Green Lantern that much. I think I've said this before in quite a few videos. It was all of the crossovers kind of got me into Green Lantern again. It was the Green Lantern Corps War, the Sinestro War that got me into it. And the whole Black as Night stuff. This is great. I'm really enjoying this. I love Jeff Johns' writing. The artwork is just Doug Mank does an amazing job. Now, it's basically consists of Hal Jordan fighting a Parallax possessed Flash, and then we get the big reveal at the end who is behind trying to capture all these emotional entities, which are like powerful entities in the universe. It's brilliant. It's a little bit wordy, but the thing is, I've noticed in Green Lantern is, despite being wordy, you've got a lot of action going on around. I mean, no offense, Michael Bendis, but you know, they're not all sitting around having a pizza, having a natter. There's some good action scenes here. It's a nice balance of good writing and good artwork. Now, there's a big reveal at the end. Can I say? I think this is an old enough issue. It's Krona, the renegade Guardian. Now, as I say, I haven't been a huge Green Lantern fan, but I know the history. You know, the Green Lantern origins is kind of intertwined with the whole Infinite Crisis thing, and you know, and I was like, oh yeah, him, because he was also a character in the Avengers JLA crossover. I thought, cool, that's quite cool. You know, even though I don't know everything about the character, I still think it's great. Now this has received some criticism from saying it's difficult for new fans to pick up, because you need to know loads of history and stuff. Well, you know, if it's an interesting enough story, if it's exciting enough, one of the great things about comics, I found personally, is like, oh, there's all this history to it. I don't quite understand what's going on, I don't know, but I'm going to go and find out. And that's part of the fun of diving into a continuity-based universe, you know, and it's fun. So I really enjoyed that issue. And the little preview for the Green Lantern film, I think's good. I don't mind the computer-generated costumes, actually, but that's just me. Issue 61 is an Atrocitus-based issue, and it's all about the Rage entity. Now, this is a bit misleading, Hal Jordan isn't in this. It's Atrocitus versus the Spectre, and this was a brilliant issue. Once again, artwork's amazing. It's a little bit wordy, not as wordy as the last issue, but a little bit, but very good dialogue. And the dialogue between the Spectre and Atrocitus at the end, or Atrocitus, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but who cares, is just brilliant. And it gets revealed that Atrocitus has a certain destiny, and him and the Spectre kind of reach an understanding. But it really adds depth to Atrocitus's character, and this is great. I mean, the action, you know, it's some really like gory bits, the Rage entity, the Butcher as it's called, it's just really cool. Like this was great. This was it kind of stopped from this storyline here, but it felt important to the overall story, and that's what Jeff Johns does well. He does like little bits that are actually important to the overall story. So yeah, that's it for 3 DC books, and I really enjoyed them. So I'll be back with some X-Men stuff and whatnot a bit later. So ta-da, I'm going to check that message from YouTube now. Bye.